Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Mike Kowalski, Associate Athletics Director for Communications. We're really thankful to have you all in attendance today to introduce Kevin Hovde as the next head coach of Columbia men's basketball. Peter Pilling's going to come up and introduce Kevin, and then Kevin will have a statement, and then we'll open it up for questions. So this time we'll call up Columbia Athletics Director Peter Pilling.
Thank you, everybody. This is outstanding. By the way, this is the warmest this room's ever been, so it's great to have everybody in here. I want to welcome Kevin, obviously, and then your wife, Jackie, and then Lila, and then your parents, too, Pam and Mark, and then also Jackie's father, Fred, for being here. This is a phenomenal day. We're so excited for, obviously, Kevin to be our new head coach. Before we introduce Kevin and say a few words, I also want to take a moment and congratulate the Florida Gators. It was a remarkable run, and obviously I think everybody knows that there are 5 individuals on that staff that have Columbia ties, and we're so proud of them. We're so grateful, and please know I send our best, obviously, to Todd and Carlin and to Kevin, and then also John and Jonathan. For about a 3-week period, the Gator Nation resided here in Morningside Heights, and so there were a lot of people rooting and ecstatic, and Monday night there were a lot of screams in various apartments in New York City, so we're so proud of what you accomplished at Florida, and we're ecstatic for you to be here. Also, special thanks to Kyle Smith. I think we've learned that Kyle's pretty good at hiring assistant coaches, and he's a remarkable individual, and he has incredible qualities and characteristics, and we're proud of what he's accomplished, but equally proud of the people that he works with for all that he's done. Our women's basketball team, as many people know, was down in North Carolina a few weeks ago, and after our victory over Washington, my wife and I, Deanna, were able to go to the first round game that Florida played against Norfolk State. It was supposed to be kind of a clandestine trip, but Jackie got us really good seats, and we were way too close to the bench, even though we still had, nobody knew that Kevin was going to be our head coach. But I was sitting next to Kevin's parents and introduced myself, and we were chatting. And then Kevin's dad had a Florida jacket on, and he zipped it down to show me a Columbia t-shirt. So I said to my wife, this is a really good sign. I think we're going in the right direction. So anyway, congratulations to your parents for being here, and we're also grateful that Jackie's parents are here, and we're so excited to talk about you being the leader of our program of men's basketball. So you think about Kevin, and his core values are so strongly aligned with what we look for in head coaches at Columbia, and we're so grateful that he has taken on this role and responsibility. And you think about our coaches here at Columbia, they have the incredible attributes to make a difference in the lives of the young women and the young men they work with, and that's why Kevin's core values are perfectly aligned with what we want to accomplish in terms of being a head coach at Columbia. So with that being said, it's my honor, pleasure, ecstatic to introduce Kevin Hovde as our new men's basketball coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Peter. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for being here today. This, honestly, it means the world to me to see so many familiar faces and some people I don't know here to support me in our program. First and foremost, I want to thank Peter Pilling for believing in me, giving me this incredible opportunity. I think from our very first conversation, Peter could sense how excited and eager I was to come back to this place that means so much to my family and me. And I'm so appreciative for how he handled this entire process with just such class and clarity. And it truly is a dream come true. Peter, thank you again for your trust, leadership, and your belief in my vision for Columbia basketball. Next, I want to thank my parents, Mark and Pam, who are here today. I just feel incredibly fortunate to grow up with such a strong support system. And they've always believed in me, encouraged me, made sacrifices for me to pursue my coaching dream. And there's just absolutely no way I'd be standing here today without their love and example and everything they've done for me. Thank you. My wife, Jackie, is here today. You got to hold back the tears. But as many of you know, she's an incredibly proud Columbia alum. She played both basketball and field hockey here, and this campus has always held a special place in her heart. Jackie's the rock of our family. She's given us two amazing daughters, Lila, who's here today, repping her Columbia blue, and Penny, who's back home holding it down in Gainesville. And Jackie supported me every step of the way as we've moved around the country for my career. And people often say their spouse is their better half. I'm going to borrow a line from one of my mentors and say Jackie's my better three-quarters. I'm so thankful that we get to come back and do this together, and at a place that means so much to you and our family. And I love you, and I'm so grateful for everything you do and continue to do for our family. I also want to thank Jackie's parents, Fred and Kathy. Fred's here today for all their support. They will be huge Lions fans and are absolutely thrilled that we're back in New York. I want to thank John Baskey, Gene Schatz, and John Bauman, who each played a really important role in this process. I'm incredibly grateful for them and their trust in me and support of my vision for Columbia basketball. It's also been awesome. I've got tremendous encouragement from Columbia basketball alums, some of which I coached, and some who came before and after my time here. And that support has meant so much to me and my family. I'm truly thankful to everyone who's reached out. It's made this transition even more special. So I'm really appreciative of that. And this has been a unique transition, as Peter said, finishing out our season at Florida over the past few weeks while also stepping into this new role. One thing I'm especially grateful for is that I had a chance to come up to campus a couple weeks ago when we had an off day in Gainesville, and I was able to meet the team and spend time with the guys that are here and actually get on the court with them. And that day was incredible. It really energized me, and it gave me a great sense of the pieces that we have in place and the potential for this group. And even after I went back to Florida to help coach through the NCAA tournament, the guys really stayed connected, and I got text messages from them before and after our games, and I just can't tell you, fellas, that really meant the world to me, as I couldn't be up here with you guys yet. And I can already tell, I think this is a really special group, and I'm really excited to get to work and see what we can build together. Our goal is simple, and that's to make Columbia basketball the best program in the Ivy League, and that is not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be easy, but that's exactly why we're here. And I think one major advantage we have is there's a great blueprint right in front of us for what Coach Megan Griffith has done, and the women's program and what they've accomplished is remarkable. And I'll be leaning on Megan a lot early and often as we get going. And I know she wants us to succeed on the men's side. And I think that shared sense of purpose is a huge asset for us and our program. Over the next couple months, we're going to be focused on building our culture. I think it's a really simple formula that and one that we really believe in. And we want people in our program with great attitudes, great work ethics, and most importantly, guys who really want to be Columbia Lions. We will not compromise on those standards. And I think in getting to know our current team, I've already seen those qualities in a lot of our players, and that gives me great confidence in our foundation. As for the basketball side, we'll play a style that should be familiar to people who watched us at Florida. Offensively, we'll be up-tempo, data-driven, and concept-based rather than relying on set plays. We want to dictate pace. We want to keep opponents on their heels and play with purpose. In our league, Yale has had a very similar approach, and obviously it's worked very well for them. I think it's a floor-raising style that fits really well in college basketball in today's game. Defensively, we'll adjust to our personnel a little bit, but the constants will be effort, connection, and trust. We'll play hard, play together, and put the effort and time in necessary to be successful. On a day like today, I've spent a lot of time reflecting on the people who have shaped me, not as a coach, but as a person. There are three people in particular I want to recognize: Chris Mooney, who's here today, my college coach, Kyle Smith, and Todd Golden. Coach Mooney is the reason I got into coaching. I had an incredible experience as a student athlete at the University of Richmond. He's one of the best teachers and communicators in college basketball. We had good success on the court, but it was the off-court development that truly stuck with me. He helped shape who I am, teaching me to be consistent and focused on the things that really matter. That consistency will be a core value of our program today. Coach, thank you for everything you've done for me and so many others at Richmond. I'm also incredibly thankful for Kyle Smith. I had the privilege of working for Kyle for my first 8 years, 5 here and 3 at the University of San Francisco. And of all the things Kyle has done for me, he's helped me with a lot of things. I want to make clear the best thing he's done is to introduce me to Jackie. He made that introduction. So I want to make sure he gets credit for that because I know that's very important to him. But Kyle has always said his goal as a coach is to empower people to empower themselves. And he has done that for me and a lot of other people. His willingness to share knowledge and think outside the box has had a lasting impact. And he was one of the early pioneers on having a data-driven analytical approach in college basketball. And that approach has now been affectionately called nerdball, which is something we're very proud of. And that mindset will be a major part of what we build here, not just on the court, but across our entire program. It was really special during our run at the Final Fours, to the national championship, as Peter mentioned, for Kyle's Columbia coaching tree to get national attention. And when I was here in my first 2 years, from 2011 to 2013, I think on those first 2 staffs, we had 6 Division I who are now Division I head coaches. It's pretty incredible to think about. Kyle, Todd Golden, Mike Magpayo, who's the new head coach at Fordham. John Jakes at Cornell was here with us for 1 year. John Anderjak, who just got the head coaching job at Campbell, and now myself. We also had Kobe Altman, who's a proud New Yorker and is now the president of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Carlin Hartman, who's the associate coach at Florida, and in my opinion is the best assistant coach in America. And for me to get to come back to Columbia and reconnect those ties is just an incredible honor. And my hope is that we'll continue that legacy by developing the next wave of great coaches right here. The last person I want to mention is Todd Golden. Todd came to Columbia as the director of basketball operations in 2012, 13 years ago. And, Monday night, he coached Florida to a national championship. That's pretty amazing. I'll never forget our first conversation with Todd. Kyle had asked me to reach out to him when I knew he was joining our staff. And so I gave him a call, and I was standing right here looking down at the court in what at the time was Lou Gehrig Lounge. And I remember him saying, Kev, I think this is the right time to find out if I'm any good at coaching. And he said, I got some flexibility right now, so I think I'm going to roll the dice. And I think it's safe to say it was a pretty good dice roll for him. But no, Todd, he's one of the best coaches in our game today. And what sets him apart is his empathy. And he truly understands players. He listens to them, learns from their stories, and connects on a personal level. And that unlocks trust. And unlocking that trust helps teams reach their potential. And that's something that I've tried to emulate, and it will be a cornerstone of our culture here. To close, Jackie and I are thrilled and honored to be back at Columbia. This place has meant a great deal to us. We're really grateful to return to this community that's played such a meaningful role in our lives. We have an incredibly strong network of proud Columbia Lions behind us, and we're excited to try to make them proud in return. The phrase "only here" captures Columbia perfectly. This is one of the best academic institutions in the world, in the greatest city in the world. There's truly nothing like it. Go Lions.
All right, we're going to open up to some questions. We're going to start with Lance Meadow.
Kevin, first of all, welcome back again. Great to see you.
Thank you.
You used 2 terms. You used blueprint and familiarity. Clearly, you know the Ivy League very well. You've been here for 5 years previously. When you take both of those facets into consideration, what do you think that familiarity can do for you as you navigate year one?
Yeah, I think it's great. Honestly, it made me feel a lot more comfortable coming back here. Spending 5 years years here, understanding the league, understanding how to recruit to the league. The volume in recruiting is something that makes it different than every other part of college basketball. So I think that familiarity, and honestly, I was just so excited because I loved the kids that we coached here when I was an assistant here. Some of them are here today, very appreciative of that. But to get to come back and be able to coach high achieving guys is something that I was really excited about and looking forward to.
Questions? Go ahead, Chris.
So, did you get a chance to see Columbia recently? Probably not in person because you were also coaching, but did you get a chance to familiarize yourself with the team, and what do you see coming back, and what do you envision bringing in?
Yeah, I think we have a special group. As I told these guys, again, it was awesome. I got to be up here, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Monday, after we had beaten UConn in the second round, and spent a day here. And, I told the guys, like, I just didn't want to do this over Zoom or making phone calls. I wanted to get up here and get in front of them, which was really valuable. And we talked about, what we think we can accomplish together. And the best thing was that we got to do a workout on the court, and they got a little taste of kind of my coaching style and how hard we're going to push them. And, I told them I'm really excited for what we can do next year. That's honestly how I feel. I think we have really good talent. And, I think with the pieces that we have, if they buy in, which I think they will, I think we got a chance to be pretty good right away.
So you just came from a Florida team that was playing under the brightest of lights. Lots of guys on that roster who are going to the NBA. How do you think you're going to be able to bring that experience and translate it into bringing this program back to the top of the Ivy League?
Yeah, I think I can bring a lot of it, honestly. I think one thing that's unique about our team at Florida compared to a lot of teams at that level, at the high major level, is that we have a really good continuity in how we play. And that's something that takes advantage of all 5 guys on the court and their strengths. So for us, the way we play, and I told the guys this, and I think they're really excited about it, it's not going to be about one guy trying to break his defender down off the dribble or anything like that. All 5 guys are going to get to touch the ball and make decisions, and that's really important to me. That's how we played at Florida, and I think it fits very well with our roster here at Columbia.
So as he just mentioned, you were just at Florida. So you're talking about your coaching style and your basketball philosophy. Do you think you're gonna have to make any adjustments in terms of your basketball philosophy from Florida to an Ivy League program like Columbia?
Well, I think, again, part of my familiarity here, I think, helps that and kind of understanding what we need to be successful. But as far as the way we play, especially offensively, as I mentioned, Yale is a program that we've actually stolen a lot from. And I've been really close to the head coach there, James Jones. And so they've been the best program in the Ivy League, playing a very similar style to us. And we have some tweaks and some different things, but I think that gives me a lot of confidence. And on the defensive side of the ball, I think it's very important for us to be able to adjust to our personnel year to year as far as what our strengths are. So it may not look the exact same year to year, but I think that's where we have to be smart and study it. But the most important thing is that we develop a consistent philosophy, and make sure that we're working really hard on the same things each day and emphasizing the same things in order to get good on that side of the ball.